Good morning, everyone. Can anybody hear me? Is the microphone working? Is the microphone working? I think it is. Welcome to the module, exciting module, by the way, called Research Methods. I guess there are master's students in here that are highly excited and anticipated and cannot wait to find out how to do research. Let me see if I can get this microphone on. My name is Bob Laramee. You can just call me Bob. So why don't we get started? So the title of the module is kind of self-explanatory. So we're going to discuss research methods, different ways of doing research in this module. And that's the goal of the module is to introduce this topic and how to do research, right? So it's a set of skills, a new set of skills that you haven't learned yet. University is kind of strange. It's kind of strange because you have these classes as part of your bachelor's degree and your master's degree, and you learn a certain set of skills, and the skills are courseworks, typically like courseworks, and then how to take a test. But like those, so we're shifting gears and we're learning a different set of skills now. And the skills here are not about how to take a test or how to complete a special kind of coursework. It's more about general research methods and methodology that you can apply later on, right? It's kind of strange because when you're at a job, you're never going to sit down and write a test. It's not going to happen. Nobody's going to say, oh, I need you to write this test for me, or I need you to write this essay. That's not going to happen. But they might ask you to do some research. That's certainly part of a job. So these skills that we're going to learn here have applicability after your degree, inside your degree and after your degree. Right? That's the idea. And so we're going to learn some of those skills, right? So what is research? Research is a detailed study of a subject, especially in order to discover new information or reach a new understanding. That's from the Cambridge Dictionary. And you'll find a slightly different version of that definition no matter which dictionary you look at. So I'm going to ask some questions from the audience, and some of you might be feeling courageous. Does anybody want to explain what they think research is in their own words? Is anybody feeling courageous and wants to explain? You look courageous. What's your name?
Yeah, Simon.
Simon, what do you think research is in your own words?
I would say is to research different to find the information and write about it and
okay, finding information.
Finding information, yeah.
Any other definitions in their own words besides finding information? Anybody want to take a stab at what they think research is in their own words? I have a sore throat today, by the way. Any other courageous people? Okay, I will say what I think research is in my own words. It's gathering evidence to support some point of view. It's like you go out and gather evidence for something. It could be a point of view, it could be a hypothesis, it could be a question, but you're going out and trying to get evidence and information, like Simon said, to support that point of view or hypothesis, and so on. So we're going beyond just finding things out. We might be measuring things, like measuring the characteristics of users, for example. We want to answer questions, right? We might have a question, for example, what do people prefer? I don't know, Snapchat or Facebook, for example. So we go out and try to find the answers to this question. We might have a hypothesis, that's a statement. Like, I think students don't like 9 a.m. lectures. That's a hypothesis. And then you go out and test that hypothesis. Anybody know how you would test that hypothesis? One possible way? I know you're not used to people asking questions. Do you know how you would test that hypothesis, whether or not students prefer 9 a.m. lectures? Do you have any ideas? Anybody want to help her?
By checking the attendance.
Checking the attendance? That's a good way to test that hypothesis. Look at the attendance. Any other ideas?
Give them some questionnaires.
A questionnaire, just asking. Yeah, a systematic questionnaire. So that's gathering evidence, right? We might just have some idea. Like, I have an idea for a new vacuum cleaner that I think is going to be really popular, or something like that. Or just solving a problem. Like, I want to get students to attend a 9 a.m. lecture. How can I solve that problem? Right? That's some ideas about research. We can have exploratory research. So research involved in tackling a new problem or a topic about which little is known. And maybe this is an idea that is not well developed. Like, I just think that this activity is going to be beneficial. It's not very well developed, well articulated. It's not mature, it's not refined. That's the kind of exploratory research. Testing out research falls into more like the testing a hypothesis. Right? I think this is true. And then looking for evidence to either support that hypothesis or refute that hypothesis. And then there's problem-solving research, which is trying to actually provide a solution to an actual given problem. Like, I think that this database query can be run in 1/10 of a second, and I have an idea about how to accelerate the speed of this database query, for example. Right, that's a very specific problem. How do we do research? That's kind of, so in this lecture we talk about what research is, and then in the rest of the lectures we talk about how to do research, right? It could be qualitative. That's using usually numerical data in some way, shape, or form, right? Statistical data, survey data, questionnaires, measuring things. Oh, I'm sorry, that's quantitative. Sorry, I just said quantitative. So measurements, numerical questionnaires, statistical analysis, and so on. Then we have qualitative, which is a little bit more uncertain. Things like talking to people, interviewing people, questionnaires, trying to read articles, like maybe read several articles, counting things. That could be qualitative research. We have observational research. That's when we set up some sort of an experiment and we observe what happens, what the results are. Right? Very similar to experimental research. That's when we set up a very controlled environment with hopefully only one variable. We try to isolate the variables in that environment so that we can measure them and test them. We could have research where we try to design and organize or build or construct brand new things that haven't been built before. And of course, there's also mathematical research where we try to develop new mathematical techniques or maybe prove something is true mathematically or develop mathematical proofs. Any questions so far? If you have any questions or comments at any time, just interrupt me. Yeah, just raise your hand, interrupt. Otherwise, I will call on the audience, as you can see. Before I forget, there's a Moodle page for this module, right? Everybody knows about Moodle? Oh, maybe if I can log in, that would be good. If I can't log in, then I won't be able to show you what I was hoping to show you. There's the research methods module. I hope everybody can log in and see that there's a research methods module. Right, there's some information there. And then there's a link here to the MS Teams group. So we can use MS Teams in this module. So I think that you've all used MS Teams before in the first semester. Well, we can use it again in this module. And there's a link to join the team for this module on Moodle. And it's right here. The MS Teams group for research methods. So you click on that link and join the team. And of course, there are some other things too, right? Like the lecture notes and the QR code for lecture attendance and so on. Other useful. All the teaching material will go here. Okay, so research, we're going to be focusing on research in computer science. There are lots of different topics in computer science, right? Computer science is such a great subject. It's so cool. It covers everything. Like, you can't escape computer science. Everybody's using software, right? It's if software stops working, you notice it, it disrupts your day, right? You go to an ATM, it says out of order. Your phone's not working, you can't make a phone call. Software is everywhere, right? So it's very diverse. Research in computer science is really diverse, right? We're building lots of new algorithms, making new apps, measuring new things, trying to understand the way people behave and the way people interact with software. So there's just it's a very diverse topic, right? And it's a great topic. Like, computer science is just a great topic to be studying right now. Like, we're in a kind of era of computer science and software right now. And it's nice to be in the middle of that. Okay, so let's do a little activity. I know that a lot of you came here and you were hoping to just sleep for 1 hour and then wake up at the end. But that's not what we're going to do in this module. I can sleep. I'm feeling pretty sleepy today. I have a cold. But we're going to actually do things in this module. So it's not going to just be me talking the whole time, as much as you probably wish it was. So we do a lot of research here in the School of Computer Science at the University of Nottingham. This is a research university. Has anybody heard that term before? And what are we trying to do? When we try to do research here at the University of Nottingham, we're trying to do something called peer-reviewed research. Does anybody know what that means? Anybody know what peer-reviewed research is? Anybody feeling courageous?
Basically, like a group of professors or domain experts kind of peer check your paper, check your work.
That's right. What's your name?
Arnav.
That's right. So the kind of research we're doing here at the University of Nottingham is called peer-reviewed research. And that means we write it up, right? We write up the experiment we did. We show the results, and then other people are reading that and then deciding, is this a valuable contribution to knowledge? Like, are we learning new things? Are we contributing new knowledge to computer science or not? So maybe 4 other experts in the field read it and they decide, oh, this is a valuable contribution. This experiment or this research does contribute new knowledge to the existing knowledge. So we're expanding our knowledge. That's what we're trying to do. This is a research university. We're trying to expand the given set of knowledge in computer science and make it bigger. Right, further our understanding of computer science, further our understanding of software, how software works, how we can make it faster, for example, or further our understanding of people, how people behave and how they interact with software. So we're trying to do that here, right? And I just mention that because not all universities are like that. This happens to be a research university. Right, so that we're trying to do that. Not all universities are trying to do that. So that's just a little snapshot. And why did I take a screenshot? It's because of there's information about research in the different groups, like the different kinds of research directions that the school undertakes. Different specialities. Let's call them specializations. So it's good for you guys to understand what the specialities or the special directions are, because there are an infinite number of directions, right? We don't go in an infinite number of topics. We specialize in certain directions. So today we're going to look at what those directions are, because your dissertation, your projects, are going to focus on probably going to focus on one of these directions, not guaranteed. So, we're starting right now. I would like everybody to get in a group of 4 to 5 people right now. Right? We're going to do an exercise right now. So what do you want to do? You want to get in groups of 4 to 5 people right now, and you want to find out some things. What are some of the topics that are being investigated in the research groups at the university? Right? So we go here, School of Computer Science, and then we click on Research, right, to do this exercise. And then we look at the different directions, right? Identify interesting research topics for an MSc dissertation, which you're all going to be working on, or a PhD, right? Because they overlap. A good MSc topic could also be a good PhD topic. And why do I mention that? It's because there are currently at least 10 fully funded PhD studentships here in the School of Computer Science being advertised right now. Right, and the deadline for these applications is on the 12th of February in 12 days. Right, so if you're interested in writing a PhD here in the Computer Science Department, at the University of Nottingham, you can come and talk to me. But this advertisement is sitting there, right now, as we speak. Okay, so have a look at the online resources, right? The group research pages, right here. You can look at the specific staff pages if you like. There's a database of publications that you can look at. There's also a computer file YouTube channel, right, to inform your investigations. Add short notes about what topics you think would be a good topic for your MSc dissertation or PhD. And then each group nominates a spokesperson to report the answers at the end of this exercise, right? So I'm going to go around and ask, what did you find? What do you think would make a good topic for an MSc dissertation or a PhD dissertation? So you have 15 minutes to perform this exercise, starting right now. So you might have to move your seats around, right, to form groups of 4 to 5 people. And if you have questions, please let me know. Now, I know what some of you are wondering. Some of you are wondering something. I have beginner level psychic powers, by the way. Some of you are wondering, oh, Bob, what direction do you work on? What group are you in? I'll answer that. The visualization and graphics group. So I happen to specialize in data visualization, which is the best topic in the world. And if you're interested in this topic, let me know, especially if you want to apply for one of those PhD studentships or do some master's project in data visualization. Okay, carry on. Yes, yes. Let's do that. I can do that right here. PS XAS 24. Is that you? And don't forget to click on Anybody have any questions? By the way, I'm going to practice another psychic reading. I have beginner level psychic powers. And I'm picking up a signal. Some of you are thinking, oh my God, what am I gonna do? I have to pick this off. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna die. Okay. Did anybody find some interesting topics? Are there any volunteers that found some interesting topics that they might want to mention to the class? What's your name?
My name's Rohit.
Rohis?
Yes.
Thank you, Rohis. What did you find? What do you think's interesting?
Well, I looked into the cybersecurity page of the computer science, and we looked at improving security and privacy and IoT and smartphones through human computer interaction, the PhD project.
Yeah.
I thought that was quite interesting because basically, whenever you buy because nowadays everyone has a phone which has stuff on it, but they always talk about like, hey, there's a protein on a phone, and recently Apple has made a pledge to make sure that they don't send any data to the cloud, everything's encrypted, back and forth. This is all well and good, but what's increasingly coming in your home is smartphone devices. So, like, for example, more and more people want security in their home to make sure that no one intrudes through. So the most common thing that someone might do is buy a semi-expensive smart home type of device, such as a doorbell. Like a smart doorbell gives you the sensitive camera, but the problem is how would you store the information that you give the camera, because you've got to store it somewhere. Like some store on an SD card, but the problem with that is you still don't know if you're sending to the internet. Like quite recently, a few months ago, Usually accompanied by Anchor. Someone did some digging and found out that, hey, storing in the SD card, they're actually sending it to the internet and they're actually storing it in the UP service, which means, hey, they now have a full log of everything that goes around in your driveway or in your street, which is a street, like a street thing. How are you sure where it's storing the data, how it's storing the data, how can you control the data that you stored, and how can you stop the intruders from coming in and just getting access to the network? Which is why one of the common things that enthusiasts like this, they'll invest in some sort of some sort of prosumer sort of networking equipment for the house. Separate it out so you get a network for your IoT devices. So in case someone goes and months on your IoT devices, all they have is just IoT devices, nothing else. And all your other devices are completely safe. See, that's one thing you do to keep it safe. There are plenty of other things that you look at to make sure that it's safe. How do we make it accessible for the everyday man, for the everyday person to go ahead and do this? And that's where the human interaction comes into play, where you think about how would you make it easy? How would you make it so that it's you don't need to spend ages and ages trying to look through and go through ridiculous menus. Because at the end of the day, digging through menus is not a pleasant situation. Reading the manual is not really what someone wants to do at the end of the day. They just want to plug it in, make sure it works, and call it down.
That's right. You said Rohan?
Rohits.
Rojas?
Rohits.
Rohits.
Yeah.
Rohits. Okay. I'm really bad with names. That's exactly right, Rohits. You're going to have no problem finding a very good master's topic or PhD topic. No problem at all. There's so much in there. We don't have time, obviously, to go have a deeper discussion about that, but everything you said I completely agree with. Any other interesting directions that people found? Cybersecurity is huge, huge. The demand for experts in cybersecurity is unlimited right now. Anybody else find some interesting research directions? Any other volunteers? Did this group find anything interesting?
We just saw 2-3 groups. They will have a particular direction as such. So then we will that direction.
Did you see anything that you thought was interesting?
Yes, I personally saw computational optimization and learning as quite interesting. But I did, I think some of my friends over here have also done linear and discrete optimization last term. It was a really nice subject. And we were able to kind of probe into real world problems. Obviously it was simplified to quite an extent, but we were able to use Excel and certain other linear algebraic solutions to get to the solution of that problem. And I feel that this lab is along the same line as that, somewhat along the same line, also more complicated than that. But one of the lines was they are basically tackling big data and they're providing real-world solutions for a variety of industries like the aero industry or the pharma industry. And this is something I would like to look more into.
Yeah, very good. What's your name?
Arnav.
Arnav?
Yeah.
Very good, Arnav. Yes, very good. Probably not everybody could hear Arnav, but he was talking about the optimization, some research and optimization and computation. So when you think about it, everything is an optimization problem, like everything. So it kind of covers every topic. Any other interesting directions that people found or thought some subjects were interesting? Did anybody look at the visualizations? What's your name?
Yeah, Aribran.
Say it again.
Aribran.
Oh, that's a
Just call me Arya. It's okay. Aribran.
Arya?
Arya.
Okay, what did you think was interesting?
I was looking into the data visualization analysis because like more I had interest in performance analysis like in the sports industry, like where we can analyze performance of the various sports, we have to scout them from different teams and all, by looking at their performance and like rating their abilities on scale of 0 to 10 and then like selecting, okay, you will be best fit according to this thing and all, something like this.
You get extra points. You get extra points for just choosing visualization. And yes, we have done work on visualizations for sports science, especially on the topic of rugby and how to visualize rugby games and their performance. So, okay, thank you very much. In the last few minutes, we're just going to have a little preview of things to come. Right, this is just a slide to say we don't cover every single topic. Nobody covers every single topic. That's just impossible. We're going to just have a little preview. This is not a complete description. It's just a preview of the first coursework. Finding an interesting research paper published by somebody here at the University of Nottingham, School of Computer Science, and then creating a 2-minute summary of that paper. Right. That's one of the exercises. So during your research, you'll often get this question, like, what is that topic you're researching, or what is your research about? And you have, in reality, I don't know if anybody's had this conversation yet, but you have like 2 sentences. That person that asked that question wants you to summarize your research in 2 sentences, generally speaking. It's very rare that they want to go into more detail than that. So we want to have an exercise where you're able to summarize research in a very concise way to communicate it to other people, right? You have to be able to communicate what you're working on, or it's very helpful, very quickly and succinctly, just as part of a conversation, right? This is something that, you know, as a researcher myself, I have to communicate very, very often. Like, what are you studying? What do you research, right? So this is something I have a lot of practice at. And it's some skill that we're going to hopefully develop in this module as well. Right? Video is very engaging, right? It's a great communication medium. It's very visual and can be very visual. So we're actually going to create a video. You're all going to create a video for your first project. It's going to help you get familiar with the research in the school, the different directions. It's going to help you develop your, practice reading research papers and extracting the essential information, right? So you're going to get familiar with the research, you're going to develop your communication skills, and develop your ability to understand research. So all three of those skills. And there are definitely 3 skills that can all be developed. No question about that. So you're going to pick a research paper, you're going to find a research paper, pick a research paper, then create a 2-minute video to communicate that, record the video, and then upload the video to YouTube, and you're going to send me the link to the video so that we can watch it and then somehow assess it, right? And the target audience is a beginner, like somebody that's just started studying computer science yesterday. And so you want it to be very easy to understand. And if you want some extra help, I already have a YouTube channel that covers a lot of these topics. Right, so if you're thinking, oh, I cannot wait to find out how to do some of these things. Right, there's one here. Using video media to promote science. So a quick introduction to QuickTime, iMovie, and YouTube. Right, that would be really helpful tutorial for this assignment. Another one is how to read the scientific research paper, extracting the essentials. Right? We have tutorials already on these topics, so if you're like, you just can't wait to find out more about these things, you're welcome to have a look, have a preview on these topics, because I know some of you are just like, can't wait, you're so eager, which is something we like. And there's a link to this playlist on the Moodle page, by the way. Okay, that's about finding a research paper and so on. Are there any questions? So we're going to go more into detail about this assignment in future lectures. Are there any questions? Okay, I suggest question. The deadline is near, it's in March. It's like the 2nd or 3rd week of March. Yeah. Any other questions? Okay, I suggest we stop here and resume on Friday. Don't forget to join make sure you can access the Moodle page and the MS Teams link. We're finished.
Yeah, actually I want to get enrolled in the Moodle.
Oh, you're not in the Moodle?
Yeah.